Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Scruffyyy, and I'm here to keep you up to date on everything Call of Duty. This means keeping you up to date on the new best weapons, upcoming balance changes, new patch notes, and any other Call of Duty info that could be useful to you. If at any point you find yourself enjoying the video, it would mean the world to me if you could like the video and subscribe to keep up to date with everything Call of Duty here on the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's new updates that came out on Friday and yesterday. I went ahead and put the link to the patch notes page down in the description below, so if you want to follow along, or if you just don't really like my commentary, it's down there for you. But on that note, let's get into the updates. Alright guys, I'm going to skim through the updates, so you're mostly hearing the important stuff. If you want to see the full patch notes, like I said, they'll be linked in the description below. But anyways, we're going to start off talking about the December 16th update. This was Call of Duty's usual major mid-season update, and it had plenty in store for us, including double XP for the weekend, new maps and game modes added to the pool, bug fixes, and plenty of weapon balancing. Unfortunately, by the time this video is uploaded, the double weapon XP weekend will have already ended. However, everything else still stands. Talking a bit about the new maps, we can say goodbye to Shoot House and hello to the fan favorite map of Shipment. In my opinion, as a veteran Call of Duty player, Shipment is one of the best maps, and I'm sure many of you guys watching agree. Since the addition of Shipment, my weapon grind has more than doubled in XP, as the close quarters combined with the fast respawn is a recipe for loads of levels. During the double XP weekend, I was averaging 30k XP a game without even placing that high in the leaderboard. So, to anyone who still needs to level up their guns, this is the map for you. As for new game modes, we've received a curveball, with the new Warzone Cup game mode being added to the playlist. This game mode is a play at the World Cup, and is essentially bootleg Rocket League. If that sounds fun to you, you'll have to try it out for yourself in-game. The patch notes also mention a new raid mode, which, from what I've read, is like a multiplayer campaign. It seems like this game mode will be a limited time event, and there will be also multiple events throughout each season. The patch notes say that this is going to have limited time rewards that you can unlock through completion, and on top of this, you can unlock a veteran mode, which, like the campaign, I'm assuming just makes the experience exponentially harder. Make sure to keep an eye out for this mode on your playlist because, like I said, this is a limited time event, and from my understanding, the stuff you get here will be limited edition items. You will not be able to get it anywhere else. In my opinion, the time limit on the event is a bit questionable, as it was very short notice, so some people who have commitments might have to opt out on this one. What are your guys' opinions on this? Do you like the idea of Infinity Ward adding new limited time events throughout the season? Leave a comment below letting me know. Nonetheless, we have it now, so get at it while you can. Moving on to the next part of the patch, let's talk a bit about some much needed quality of life changes added to the game. One of the biggest quality of life changes added to this update was the addition of custom gun saves like they had in Modern Warfare 2019. This is simply the ability to save your weapons attachments as a custom blueprint so that you can equip this easily to other loadouts. Gone are the days of having to put the same attachments on guns over and over again because you wanted to try out a different gun. On top of this, they also changed the ability for you to see which camos you complete in-game. Before, when you completed a camo challenge, you would not know which camo challenge you completed. This can be especially annoying when trying to unlock multiple camos at once. Now, when you complete a camo challenge, a message will appear at the top of your screen explaining which one you completed. For the third portion of the patch notes, we are going to talk about the weapon balance changes. And let me tell you right now, there is a lot. Starting off, there was a huge nerf to the Akimbo pistols, with all of them receiving a damage reduction against armored opponents. Notice, however, that it does say armored, which means that this for the most part won't apply to your multiplayer gameplay. To name a few other of the changes, they nerfed the close range damage of the Kastov 74U, changing it from a 3-shot to the arms and legs to a 4-shot. The MX9 had an increase in movement speed, ADS speed, and sprint to fire speed with a 32-round mag. The Kastov 545 had an increase to muzzle velocity, small decrease to the spread of hip firing, an increase to close range damage, and an increase to the chest damage multiplier. The Val 46 saw quite a few big buffs, with a reduce to the hipfire bullet spread, an increase in movement speed, and an increase to the long-range damage. This gun was already good, so, in my opinion, this is now one of the better SMGs on the roster. If you want a good loadout with this gun, I actually made a video on this gun a few days ago, so feel free to check that out from the link in the description. Moving on from the Val 46, we now are going to move on to the pistol, starting off with the Basilisk, which saw a few changes to its attachments. Some of these changes included blocking compensators and flash hiders on the F-Tac Arrow barrel, and adding the usage of Lockshot KT85, SA Leveler 55, and the Cronin Dark KX30 attachments for the muzzle. After this, we move on to a big one, and this was the update to the .50 GS pistol, also known as the Desert Eagle of Modern Warfare 2. They completely upped the quality of this gun by reducing the hip spread, increasing the one-shot headshot range, increasing damage range, increasing neck and upper shoulder location damage multipliers, increasing bullet velocity, and finally increasing damage range on a few of the attachments. I've used these a few times in multiplayer, and let me tell you right now, I feel a huge difference in the quality from what they used to be. So make sure to try them out for yourself. Moving on, you can say goodbye to cornered campers and shotgun shons in Warzone, as another big change was to the shotguns, with all shotguns no longer being able to one-shot fully armored players. Possibly the biggest nerf of all, however, the one that will probably make a lot of people happy, is the change to shields. Shields got battered this update, as the movement speed was reduced, the melee hits to kill was increased to 3 hits instead of 2, and there's now a longer switch time to pull out throwing knives when you have the shield equipped. Now, personally, I don't think this addresses the issue of shields. The main issue of shields, in my opinion, is players running around with it on their backs in shipment, as with the map being so small, it is a great way to protect your character from the many flanking angles. But what do you guys think about the riot shield? Does it need to be nerfed even more, or was this too much for the poor thing? Let me know in the comments below. Talking a bit about the December 19th update, there's only a few notable changes to touch on, with the number of buy stations being doubled per match, the heavy chopper gunner getting removed from Warzone, and the chance to encounter multiple circles being decreased by more than 50%. One of the largest changes was the devs reducing the primary loadout weapon price to $2,500 from the previous $5,000. I'm sure a lot of you will agree with me when I say that this is a great addition to Warzone, as one of the biggest complaints from players was the lack of being able to test out their fully decked out guns they worked on so hard to grind for in multiplayer. Seeing this makes me happy, as it shows that Infinity Ward is listening to their player base and making adjustments to make people happy, which is great if you want a good game. One more thing to touch on was the addition of Building 21, the newest deployment area in Call of Duty's new DMZ mode. To keep the video brief, I'll be making a different video on that, so if you want to learn more about that, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any uploads about the newest Call of Duty content. On that note, you've made it to the end of the video. Is there anything that you thought was interesting about these updates? If so, feel free to leave it in a comment below so I can talk about it. I respond to all of my comments, so don't be shy, but for now, thanks for watching. My name's Scruffy, and I hope you guys have a good one. See ya!